Jumbo's done it. East has right through it. Records are smashed at Lang Park when over 35,000...
recent than that, it was 1978.
Canaru's into space, and inside ball back to Butterfield. They won't stop. Coming up, the big man. Here it comes now. That's why these Tigers are leading 26 points to 0.
My name's Brian Torpy. I'm standing in for Matt Crowhurst this week, who couldn't be with us. But tonight I'd like to introduce our 3 senior coaches of the year with Scott Sipple, Darren Smith and Mark Shipway. So Scott, let's start with you. So you've been in the role for 6 weeks now, mate. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing during that time?
Well, the 6 weeks, mate, I actually been away for 3 of them overseas, so that was quite good. But since I've obviously been appointed, it's been busy behind the scenes, mate, just planning with these guys and getting the roster right and making sure everyone's either in town if they're injured or, you know, just seeing, you know, where they're at headspace wise, because we had a tough year, as you know. We recruited, you know, not a lot of people, but the same players from last year on board, and we just wanted to make sure, you know, they're good to go for last week. I think we started there last Wednesday.
Sure. So let's talk about gains and losses. So we've had very little losses. So we've lost Marley Sevi, who's gone to sign with Norse, but apart from that, we've got a number of signings, new signings to the club. Daniel Foster from Penrith Panthers, and also we've got 3 graduates out of the NYC system, and we've also got a number of players that played with us previously who returned to the club. So can you tell us a little bit about these new recruits?
Well, we target Daniel Foster. He's played in the World Cup for Tonga as a halfback, so we needed a little bit of depth there. I spoke to a couple of guys at Penrith, Jason Wrigley, and he's put me onto him, and his wife actually lives up, her family lives up here, so which was good, made an easy transition for him. So he'll be an asset for us. He's a real good kid. He's only 23, so biggish halfback. He's about 90 odd kilos, but then a couple of NYC graduates, as you said, Sam G and Shane Gerlin from the Titans, just young kids looking for an opportunity. And then we've got Luke Lavelle, Jacob Paul and Lee Fahulla. It's back from the last 3 years playing Reggie's.
Yep. So with Luke and Leafa and also Shane and Sam, so you've got a bit more depth there in the middle as well for the club.
Mate, 100%. Lukey and Leafa obviously played a little bit of cup, so I'm looking for them to step up and fill a void. You know, we haven't gone shopping, you know, on the market. I think these guys can play regular Q Cup and offer something. So if they have a good pre-season, I can see them playing a fair bit of cup.
Great, fantastic. So Darren, first of all, welcome back to the club.
Hey, mate.
So Darren's had a long association with the club. He started here as a player back in the late 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s.
Yep.
I'm showing your age. And before, of course, having a successful career with the Dogs and Bronx, and of course had a bit of a stint with St Helens. Returning back to the Tigers in the early 2000s,
yep.
Playing the 2004 Grand Final
Yep.
side, and then also had a role as CEO with the club and also coached Cup. So welcome back. So Darren, what made you want to come back to the Tigers?
Oh no, it's just a good opportunity to come up and get back into coaching with the Queensland Cup side again, and you know I've had a few years away from it and getting back into it again, which will you know, I really enjoyed the coaching in the Q Cup when I was over at South Logan there for a few years, and Scott's given us a good role, and that's working with the attacking side of the team, and I'm really looking forward to it. There's, you know, just watched the Tigers this year and with a bit of interest, and there is plenty of attack in the side, and you know, just hopefully we can build on that.
Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, well, I was going to ask you, so your role is mainly as the attacking coach, is that where you'll be focusing on?
Yeah, and getting the drinks for Sips when he needs one, but other than that, no, it's yeah, just working on the attacking side, and just, you know, that's my designated role in the side, so I'll just be concentrating on that area. Okay.
So Mark, for those fans and viewers who may not know a lot about Mark, so Mark was our defensive coach 2015 when you came from Redcliffe. Yep. So Mark, from a playing bit of a background there for Mark, from the research, is you started off at Redcliffe. Yes. I think you won a premiership there in, is it 90?
In 96.
96. Yep. And there you had a stint with the Cowboys, Northern Eagles, Manly Sea Eagles, yep. And a stint also overseas with the Salford Reds.
Yeah, Salford City Reds for a couple of years. It was good.
Fantastic. So this year also you coached the Queensland Ranger side, which successfully defeated New South Wales side. Can you give us a little bit about the experience you had with taking that side?
Yeah, we have a full week's camp leading in, so you get guys from all over the state coming into the side, and yeah, it's a really good experience for them, for the players to experience new elements of players. And we had Murray Hurst, he's got great experience as a coach, so with him, his input as well. Sure. Billy Walters has been in the team for a couple of years, and I think he's grown from the experience of that team as well.
So that side's picked from, of course, we've got representatives from our BRL A-grade side, but the other players selected that come from all over Queensland, of course, so they're mainly players who are playing great footy in our regional centres.
Yeah, we had, I think there was 8 players from the Northern Division, so around Townsville and Cairns, so they had a pretty strong team this year in the Carnival. So they got 8 into the side, and there was about 2 from the other areas, so Rockhampton and Bundaberg, and then down from the Gold Coast, a couple from there as well.
Well, putting your hand up for it again next year?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's a great week. It's a good experience, and yeah, we had a good win last year, so
fantastic.
Hopefully we can do it again.
Depends if I give him the week off.
You're working on him. So, Mate, as I said, you're our defensive coach last year, and had a look at the table, and we were the second best defensive side in the comp at the end of the round robins proper, only behind the Blackhawks. And so we average about 18 points a game, so which is a great effort, so well done. So what are you working on, or plan to work on in the off-season to maybe improve that stat, so maybe we could be the best defensive side in the comp?
Yeah, we'll be looking to get that down, obviously down around that 14-point mark again. So just working across the 3 grades, making sure we've got a common goal with all 3 grades and a common system there as well. So we do have to work in a bit with the Melbourne system, because we get a few of those boys back as well, so they have got an influence on that. But yeah, working across, just trying to get everyone on the same page.
Fantastic. All right, so Scott, so testing started during last week for the players, but we're back into pre-season proper this week. Can you give us a bit of a rundown what the boys can expect before Christmas?
Well, the testing on Wednesday and Thursday, just a basic strength test, skin folds, and a couple of K runs. The results were quite good actually. So young Guy Hamilton, a new recruit from Canterbury, he surprised us with he's only about 80 kilos wet, and he benched 130, 140, which is pretty good for a man of his size. So they did a bit of testing over the next 4 or 5 weeks before Christmas. Would just be the old basics, getting a few Ks in their legs, getting to know each other. We have got a young group with a couple of boys there, so it's more about getting to know each other, working hard, getting Ks in their legs, and hopefully not picking up any injuries through the before Christmas.
Yep, fantastic. All right, so this is addressed to everyone. So the QRL's following the NRL's rule about the reduction in change from 10 to 8. So how do you think that's going to affect the game? First of all, is it a good or a bad thing? And how do you think it's going to affect the style of play that we have in the Cup?
You want me to go first? 10 to 8, I think it's a good thing. Okay, so I wouldn't go any lower than 8. I think 8 would be, fine. It is a quick, tough game, and if you go too low, it might take out the spot for a big, old-style George Rose kind of footballer, or or an Elmac, Liam McDonald, or something like that. So, will it change? Yes, it'll definitely quicken the game up. Might alter our plan for their bench. Might look for a bit more versatility kind of player on the bench, but I think it's a good thing for the game.
Yep. So that style of play, we've probably seen a bit of emergence of, maybe the third front rower who plays in the middle. Does anyone see that that'll continue, or do you think there'll be more of a move back to a lighter ball style, ball playing lock forward?
Oh, I think if with the lesser interchange, I think there's going to be too much of a difference there. Most ties only usually use around eight reserves anyway, with the 2 just as a spare, but I think there's going to be a lot more opportunities for the guys who can play 80 minutes, and the quicker guys will get a lot more opportunities too on a tiring defence. But I can't see too much difference, going down to eight reserves.
Be interesting to see that if coaches still keep that in Interchange up their sleeve, you know, for that injury at the end of the game. So you're really going to be back to seven. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So, Mark, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, as you said, I was just about to mention, you normally keep one up your sleeve anyway. So, you know, you go down, you'll probably be using your 8th with that 10 minutes to go or less. So, a little bit more roll of the dice, I think, with the 8, but generally I don't think it will change the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good thing. Finally, look, we're starting to see gains and losses come through for the clubs and being publicised, but maybe a little bit early. But who do you probably think is the teams to beat for 2016?
Obviously, the Black Hawks will be strong again. I think they'll. But I think Redcliffe are recruiting pretty well. So all the big clubs, Wynnum, Redcliffe, Black Hawks, Burleigh. There's a few. Yeah,
I agree. I think the Black Hawks, they've been one of the better teams, consistent teams through the last couple of years, and I think they'll be back up there again.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think I just talking to a few players, a few ex-players, and that they've Redcliffe recruited quite well. Under Hook's guidance, they would have been real tough, but I think sure Moggy will go good over there. But all the big guys, Black Hawks will be very tough again. Yeah,
especially after going down the grand final, so they'll obviously be hurting from that. So they'll be looking for another strong year to bounce back. But look, thanks guys for your time. Back into the training, and appreciate you coming up afterwards to have a chat with us. Just remember, on Tiger TV, we'll be talking to our new recruits over the next couple of weeks. So tune in, look on Facebook and on our webpage, and keep up to date.